Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim, coming to you from my home base here in Boynton Beach, Florida, South Florida, Palm Beach County. Beautiful place to be. I live in a camper. It's a 2024 Flagstaff Microlight. Just got it about a week or so ago. And this is my truck. I drive a Toyota Tundra. And that's all I own in the entire world. And the clothes on my back. I'm what you call a minimalist. And now, a minimalist, to some people, think they got to have one shirt, one shoe, one pair of underwear, one fork. That's not me. I have what I need. And if I have something and I don't need it, I look at it and I analyze it. And I say, I pick it up and I put it in my hand. I say, do I use you? If I don't, it's gone. Sold or in the trash can. So anyway, I want to talk to you guys this morning about living the minimalist life and possibly contemplating doing what I'm doing. You know, today it's very expensive to live and everybody's paying high rents and they got HOAs rising in their homes. Even though they got a low mortgage, they've been facing new insurance rates going up for flood. And, you know, this is in Florida I'm talking about. I don't know about the other parts of the country. But if you're looking at ever increasing costs for food and gas and ways going up on you and things like that, you may want to consider becoming a minimalist too. You may want to consider downsizing. You know, it's life, what I have. I love this camper. It's a 25 footer. They make them much bigger and they make them smaller, depending on what you need and what you want to spend. But the key is to have these walls that slide out. They're called slide outs. I have two of them. And some slide outs only slide out a little bit. They're a slide out nonetheless, but these are full slide outs, two of them. And even though it's a 25-foot camper, it appears to be, I don't know, 40 feet inside. It's amazing. And you've seen the video. You can go back and look at my library. And I've done a complete walkthrough of that Flagstaff. But what I want to talk to you about is how to save some money. If you were to downsize and get rid of your home or move out of that expensive apartment, or maybe you're even renting a house, and you go out and you buy yourself a camper, I wouldn't recommend buying anything in the years 20, 21, or 22. Those are junks. Well, they're all junks. I say that facetiously, but during those years when they couldn't find help to show up to work and they didn't have supplies and they couldn't get a lot of the parts to build these things, they were slapping them together any way they could. There was a huge demand for them. Everybody was locked down. They wanted an RV. They wanted to continue to go around and live their life free. People became remote workers. And once the word got out, you know how it is today. Everybody knows everything in 5 minutes. So this industry took off. But now it's a buyer's market. There are RV lots, almost all of them, sitting there, especially in the wintertime, just like in the housing market right now. It's the slowest time of the year. These RV dealers are sitting there with hundreds of RVs that they cannot sell. So if you have a little bit of money, or you can pull the equity out of your house and sell it, this might be a great alternative way for you to go to beat the cost of the ever-increasing cost to live in our country today with these crazy inflation prices. They're never going to come down. They're trying to get the inflation down to 2%, or they're trying to stop it from going up, but it's never going to go back. We're already 75% higher, almost everything. Houses, cars, utilities, everything you can imagine is more expensive now than it was a few years ago. So what do? You can't they're not paying us any more money. Our Social Security didn't go up that much. It's a real joke. So you have to get creative. And what you can do is you can just become a minimalist. You can get rid of everything, turn it into cash. If it's not of any value, then throw it in the trash. Get rid of it. Sell all your stuff, sell your home, get yourself a tiny home, a mobile home, a villa, a condo, or something that doesn't have high HOA. Quick story, a subscriber of mine just recently contacted me and he told me that he moved to Clearwater, Florida, and he paid cash for a condo for only $90,000. Great deal in today's market. And it's only 900 square feet, much bigger than what I'm living in, so it's got to be very comfortable. But what happened? They raised this HOA to $1,150 a month. I always thought HOAs were a joke because you have to pay that the rest of your life. Even if you don't owe anything or have a mortgage, these properties that you're living in, just so everybody keeps their mailbox the right color and You know, they don't allow boats to be in there, and they got all these restrictions, and you can't fly a flag or the right flag or whatever. Yeah, HOAs are nothing but a bunch of hall monitors, and they get together and they raise them. And I thought $300 or $400 was a lot of money. They're up to, this subscriber of mine told me they raised his to $1,150 a month just after he bought his condo. He's sick to his stomach. So he said, you know what I'm gonna do, Tim? I'm selling this thing, and I'm gonna buy myself an RV, and I'm gonna live the lifestyle you live. Now, I'm not saying that everybody in America needs to sell and live in a camper, or like some people like to disparage it and call it a trailer. Like that's so bad. Let me tell you, there's people living in certain neighborhoods in sticks and bricks that don't have near the luxury I've got in this 2024 Flagstaff 25 FKBS model. Anyway, I have created a lifestyle that a lot of people could model. If you fit in the same box as I am, a single person, or maybe you're just a couple, and you know you got a little bit of money in the bank, or you got some assets you can sell, or you just buy yourself a pre-owned one, like pre-19 or earlier. You can pick these things up for spit. Used. I mean, they don't appreciate in value, you know. But what you're going to save versus paying rent is putting money in your pocket every single month. I mean, what does it cost to rent an apartment? A one-bedroom apartment is $15,000 to $2,000 everywhere in the country right now. And if you bought something like that and you paid cash for it for like $8,000, $10,000, $12,000, $15,000, this is $40,000. It's brand new. But if you bought something like half of that, every month that you don't pay $1,500 to $2,000 rent somewhere, even if you're making a small payment at your bank for that, you are putting $1,000 back in your pocket every month of what you're saving on rent. And that pays off that. So look at it like that. And you know, if you don't have a money to buy a tow vehicle, if you got a place to put a camper, there are people on Craigslist and Facebook Market that are saying, not saying that, they're saying, bring your junk to our property. Live in it here. We've got everything you need to hook up your camper and pay us a little bit of rent. Helps us out. People are doing that. They live out in the country, they're inland, or they're somewhere, and you can just look online. There are people that are doing that right now. And before everybody grabs them up, you know, look into that. And so it might be not like where I'm at on the Intercoastal Waterway in prime real estate, but I've got a friend here. Maybe you got a friend that you can do also. But if you can find a place to put it, the RV parks and the campgrounds are not any good. First of all, not that. I got it. First of all, they're going to charge you an exorbitant amount of money. They've all gone up in price. But they're going to be coming down too because people are selling these. They're getting out of them. You can't stay there forever. You know, every few months or 6 months, they make you move out for a day or a week. And then they want to change the price down here in Florida in the wintertime. So, you know, it forces the prices up. But you have to work out. It's just like collecting Social Security at 62. You got to be debt free. You know, there's contingencies to all these things. You can't have, what, $5,000 worth of bills every month, 6 streaming services, 8 credit cards, and all that, and then want to retire at 62 and get a $1,700 Social Security check and expect it to magically pay for everything. I've never promoted that. That would take a moron to think that I said that. You got to be debt free. So work out your deal, work it out. But this is an alternative for a lot of people. I am extremely happy with what I've got. I was going to buy some land. I was going to go rent an apartment or a condo. I was going to do a lot of things and get out of this little bitty camper I was living in for a year and a half right there. And it was called a wolf pup. And although I'm adaptable, it was very small even for me. And, you know, you need some room even as a single person. So after debating everything, even leaving Florida, my sister has some property. I was going to stay at her place. I was going to roommate. I was going to put my camper on her lot. All these things were options for me. I had I had some options. But what did I decide to do? I decided to do what God put in front of me. And God opened the door and said, Tim, this is what you're going to do. And you're going to be right back to where you were. And you're going to keep doing what I've got planned for you until further notice. So you just follow that. But if you're having a tough time, maybe you're not. Maybe you're just watching me. You got so much money. you're set. You just like this for enjoyment. See what I'm talking about? Well, you know, good for you. That's great. But if you're someone that's getting close to retirement and you're thinking about what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? Get out and live a little bit. Travel. You know, get yourself an RV. This thing tows like it's a sports car. And I got the best vehicle in the world right here to tow it with, a Toyota. And this is all I've got in the whole world is just a truck and a camper. That's all I've got, and the clothes on my back. Now, I'm living right here on the Intercoastal Waterway. I'm going to walk you back here and show you the property, the spot that I've got. It's very nice. There's the owner right there in his 66 Ford Fairlane convertible. Let's see if he wants me to video him and show you his car. Hey, everybody, let me introduce you to the property owner here, Mr. Teddy.
The taxpayer.
He's always quick to tell you about that. Well, so he overheard me call this the wrong year. Can you quickly just tell us, I know you're on your way out to do some errands, what you are driving here?
A Ford Fairlane 500, 1967, the last of a series of 2 years of this style.
Okay.
Still of the old hot rods, no computers, just simple keys. See?
Yeah.
You know, it starts and runs, and
Simple's good.
it is. It's Palm Beach Blue, we call it.
Now, you didn't buy it like this, even though it was all original. You did some modifications to it.
Well, it was this clean.
Slight mods.
Slight mods, yeah. Put disc brakes on it so it would stop.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't.
Well, that's a pretty good mod. I mean.
Well, the thing is, when you can't stop and you hit something, now you have to fix the bodywork and put brakes on it.
Yeah.
So all we did was put brakes on it, Mustang wheels, German shocks, which are the best, and some sway bars, and.
Well, that sounds like some pretty good improvements. Take a look at it.
Okay, take a look at it.
So these are your tires and wheels. They're very handsome. Those are Mustang wheels, you said.
Yep, Mustang used the same wheels since 1964. The same style of bolt.
And look at those disc brakes. You know, in '67 they didn't have anything but drum brakes.
That's right.
You got disc all the way around now.
Had to have it. Couldn't sleep another day without them.
And of course, everybody's noticing this is a convertible.
Absolutely ragtop, and if you want to walk in and take a look inside.
Oh, you got a different steering wheel on there.
Oh yeah, the old one was like really bad.
Oh, you got a little gauge cluster.
Must have that.
I think you told me that these gauges, they're hooked up, they work by like a hydraulic or fluids or...
Well, they work with real oil pressure.
Uh-huh.
And they are styled after old gauges from the 60s. But
Gotcha.
they are new gauges, you know.
Yeah.
And the only other thing we have to do now is put our carpet kit in to make the carpet.
Oh, you're changing the carpet, are you? Okay. And what kind of motor does it have?
It's a Ford motor. It's called the 289, which is a very popular motor for Ford. Mm-hmm. The previous owner rebuilt it and put a 4-barrel on it and rebuilt the transmission. Ooh. So we got it in pretty good shape. And he put dual exhausts on it, so it has a little bit of personality, like yourself.
Other than some brakes for safety and a cosmetic steering wheel and gauges, you bought a turnkey, very nice, classic 67.
Right, but it had to have some upgrades to drive it every day.
Yeah.
You know, so, but we do drive
Yeah, it's a 289. I've heard of that engine. That's a very reliable, good old classic motor.
Yep, the front will open. Should I open the front?
Hey, wasn't the 289 the same motor they put in a Mustang?
Of course.
Oh my, yeah, I know that motor.
Well, how do you know that motor?
Because I've heard of the 289 and a Mustang.
There you go, that's what it looks like. Simple. All original stuff, mostly. Original radiator, power steering. This is part of the 4-wheel disc brake package.
Right.
And it's adjustable biasing, so you can adjust it the way you want it.
And Teddy did all this himself.
Oh yeah.
He's a former German car mechanic. He works on everything, outboard motors, cars. He's an engineer by trade.
Can't even spell the word anymore, though.
Anyway. That's a very clean, nice looking engine there.
Well, it's, yeah.
Is that a new battery?
Yeah, that came with it. The guy put that's one of those $200 batteries, you know.
Oh.
But that came with the car, as well as a few other things. The guy was using it, but I don't think he put more than 1,000 to 1,200 miles a year on it.
Does it have an actual mileage indicator on it, or is it over, or is it unknown? What's the mileage?
Well, when you see it says 99,000, some people say, is it 99 or is it 199? But I don't think it's more than 99.
Yeah.
But in this day and age, what's
That's
that?
right, because today they actually count the 100,000s. They didn't in those days.
A lot of them
But it doesn't say 1,000 like it could be 101,000. So it's still in the first.
Well, the old speedometers are easy enough to take out, take them apart, and put any mileage you want on them.
Oh, that's true.
Not the new ones, the old ones, yes. Yeah.
But the bottom line is it runs perfect.
And it's in good shape. The body is absolutely flawless.
Yeah.
There's no dents.
Well, I know you're in a hurry. Maybe we could just hear it.
Oh,
I
you
understand
wanna
this
hear
thing
it
is a
too?
bump start.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he can just take the key and put his hand on it. It starts right up.
Yeah, what?
It's really a nice car.
Make sure it does it this time.
That's a pretty color.
Yeah, we call it Palm Beach blue. It would not look good in the Adirondack Mountains. You'd have to have green up there,
And that's where Teddy lives in the summertime.
With,
He has a few other cars up there too.
well, you never have to.
Now watch this. Very nice. That's got a glass window in the back of that convertible top. Crystal clear.
Exactly right. Isn't that nice? And it zips out.
Oh yeah.
There's a zipper in it. You take it out if you want. So.
Well, really appreciate you showing us your fine car. You're down here in South Florida. You took a little ride this morning down the beach and just looking at the ocean and.
Well, where else would you go?
Exactly.
Parts store to get more nuts and bolts and planks to fix the dock.
Okay. We're going to walk out there now and take a look at the rest of Teddy's property. I've been out there before. It's a beautiful day. And we're going to go on out there and take a look. But I wanted to thank Teddy again for coming on camera. I want to thank you for allowing me to be here and sharing the property with you and everything. And the viewers love it.
Are you going to tell them about the old campground?
The old campground?
Your old campground.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, I'll go down here and I'll mention that to him. And that's going to be Teddy's and Jolene, his better half, their new campground. I'll get into that in just a moment. But anyway, Teddy, thanks a lot very much. I'll let you go and enjoy your car today and all you're going to do.
Knock yourself out.
All right. So yeah, we were talking about when I first started coming here and I met this gentleman, I used to come here and tent camp. And I kind of owned this area down here. It was called Tight Pants Point. That's what I named it. And that's from a Bob Seger song. And the tiki bar over here is where we would hang out, tell lies, and do lots of other things back in my old days. But anyway, we have changed things around, and he bought a pontoon boat and took everything off the top, and he has a big platform here. And what their goal is to do right now, before they go back this coming next summer to New York, is to build a tiny home on top of this. Let me back out a little bit for you and show you. They're going to anchor it down even more solid than it is now. And it's going to have, look, that's a pretty big area right there. That's probably twice as big as what he's living in now, right across from where my camper is. All this will be taken out. But the idea of living here is you have this great breeze and the water view. And this will be where they're going to live. And so you've been out here before. This is the first dock, the upper dock that you can sit. It's got shade and chairs to sit here and think your thoughts, read a book, and just look out. I'll step up here on the platform and show you. A beautiful sunny day. I'm going to break out my solar panels and do a demonstration of how that charges up my Blue Eddy AC200L. And we're going to see how many watts we can pull in. It's a 350 watt solar panel. Got some great sun after a few days of rain. Walk out here a little bit. Boats, boats, boats. Another nice sitting area right here. Take yourself a little nap. Because most of these boats, nobody's around. They just have them sitting there, like so many in South Florida. But you can just lay down here, take you a nap, sit here and think your thoughts, read a book, whatever you want to do. It's going to be only in the mid 70s today, upper 70s. So another gorgeous day. I'm going to get out on my Hovsco Hov Alpha e-bike and take a ride down to the inlet again. I got the battery all charged up. It's good for 50 to 80 miles. Yes, too. Here's your place right here. You want to lay down and work on your tan a little bit. Today's a good day to do it. You won't burn up. You can sit here and, again, look out at the water. Down there is a video I made yesterday. You can see the bridge with the castles on the top. Let me take you up high. That's the Ocean Avenue Bridge. And right on the docks here, I could drop a line here and fish and catch huge snook. Fishing is great right here. But if I want to go over to the blue water, to the inlet, you saw the jetty over there where I rode my bike out. You can go out there and fish. Well, like I say, folks, living in my little 2024 Flagstaff microlight here on the property is very nice. And I don't have to worry about moving out in 3 months or 6 months like at a campground or an RV park. This is my home, and this is where I've been for the last over a year and a half, and will continue living, God willing. All right, so we're gonna walk back around the front there and we'll end the video. I'm gonna be waxing my camper today. I started waxing on it this morning. It got a lot of grass on it from the storm that was here about a week ago. There's the special property owners there. This is Miss Jolene. She's a dual property owner, and that's going to be her home out there. When are we going to start construction on that?
Within 2 weeks.
Oh, great, great. And what's it going to have? 1 bedroom, 1 bath?
Yes.
Teddy tells me that we're going to be building it around your bathtub. She's got a real nice bathtub we're going to put on, and we're just going to build around it.
Yep.
That's how it works there. Slide it around and say, okay, here, and then figure out the rest of it.
Yeah. So everything that you see around the property here, Miss Jolene is actually in charge of, because she's just a busy person, always going and doing. And this is another thing that what do you got here, Miss Jolene? You got
It's my sewing room. It'll have windows.
Oh.
Right now it does not. But
another
yeah,
project.
it's perfect. I have shelves in there and the sewing table, and yeah.
Yeah. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be talking to you. Well, you guys enjoy your day. So let's go back around the front here. Like I said, I'm going to be waxing on the Flagstaff a little bit. I've got that new finish car polish. I did a little bit on it already. But anyway, I'll show you. I was already beginning the waxing. So much grass and stuff blew against it, and I haven't cleaned it from traveling down from Georgia. But I kind of waxed the door. I waxed the entire door, and about the lower half below that window. Let me just zoom in a little bit for you and show you. The sun's not on it. It's hard to tell, but you can see the reflection there. It's shining. And you can see what I'm using right here. I also have some turtle wax. And then I'm going to have the tires all armor all. I've got some covers from Amazon coming to cover those up so the sun doesn't dry rot them. And that'll make it look very handsome too. A lot of RVers have those on there when they're at the campgrounds. So I'm going to put those on. I hope you enjoyed the video, everybody. And indulge in me while I showed you the property again for like the 10th time. It's just such a pretty day out there. I'm going to get out here and continue to rub on the camper a little bit. I'm going to get my solar pads out, solar panels, and hook it up to the Blue Eddy here. And we're going to find out how many watts we can draw in. I'll make a video of that. And you can always be sure that more videos are coming on a routine basis right here from Sarasota Tim in Boynton Beach, Florida, crushing it.